Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do our March 17th just for today in a meditation. I hope you are doing well out there. The title of the meditation, True Courage. Those who make it through these tough times show a courage not their own. That comes from our basic text, page 86. Before coming to NA, many of us thought we were brave simply because we had never experienced fear. We had drugged all our feelings, fear among them, until we had convinced ourselves that we were tough, courageous people who wouldn't crack under any circumstances. But finding our courage in drugs has nothing to do with the way we live our lives today. Clean and in recovery, we are bound to feel frightened at times. When we first realize we are feeling frightened, we may think we are cowards. We're afraid to pick up the phone because the person on the other end might not answer. We're afraid to ask someone to sponsor us because they might say no. We're afraid to look for a job. We're afraid to be honest with our friends. But all of these fears are natural, even healthy. What's not healthy is allowing fear to paralyze us. When we permit our fear to stop our growth, we will be defeated. True courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the willingness to walk through it. Just for today, I will be courageous today. When I'm afraid, I'll do what I need to do to grow in recovery. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Isn't that amazing, talking about true courage? The serenity prayer can help us with that. Because a lot of times, courage, right, to change the things that we can, that courage is not always initiated from within us. That's why the serenity prayer is powerful, because it asks a higher power to give us that courage. Because what we knew about courage or being brave was greatly induced by our lifestyle, our getting high. You know, as the paragraph mentions, it's like many of us come here and realize that, oh yeah, I am fearful. I am in doubt. I am insecure. Well, you were always that, right? But we put a drug effect on top of it. We used something that was mind and mood altering. And as a result of that, our perception, the way that we looked at things, especially the real life going on around us. Thus, you have the statement, our perception of reality was transformed as a direct result of getting high. When we use mood and mind altering substances, what else do you think is going on but that? That's why you can get a ticket for driving under the influence, because your perception is changed as a direct result of your mind and your mood being altered by the whatever substance you've used. I mean, this is not rocket science here. This is the reality. We changed our reality by using drugs. So now I'm high. What am I fearful of? Unless the high drove me into paranoia, what am I fearful of? Very little, because I've changed my reality. I've created an illusion. And oftentimes, oftentimes, our judgment is so far off that we don't respond to the things that we need to respond. So, yeah, a lot of us didn't think we were fearful people. That's because we had something that we were always using to cover that fear up that would give us the courage. We found courage from a lower destructive power. The illusion, the chemical effect that altered our mind, altered our perception of what was going on. So we come in here and we were drug dependent, right? We're addicts. And a lot of the side effects of being high, not feeling pain, not being in fear, not worrying, the carelessness, in other words, to care less about things, was what many of us were chasing. Who wouldn't want to stay high rather than thinking about the fact that they just lost all their kids? Or maybe a death has occurred as a result of our own negligence. I mean, whatever the reasons are, there's many. It was the course of least resistance to stay high. But that's not how we deal with it today. That's not who we are today. We can acknowledge when we need courage. We can acknowledge that we're fearful. And we can use the healthier ways and means of coming out of that. One, just start with a simple serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, the courage to change the things I can. A lot of times we don't have it because we're not asking for it. And we're not utilizing the techniques and strategies and relationships that we can lean into when we're fearful. That's all I want for you today, is for you to come away from that paralyzing fear and realize that you don't need to use a drug today to change that. You have everything you need. Us, the program, the steps. And every situation that comes up is just another opportunity for you to for you to perfect your ability to surrender and exercise some faith. A lot of people are listening and they're thinking, what? You mean to tell me it's that simple? Absolutely. Absolutely. And a day at a time of recovery, you'll realize it. You will be able to be courageous. And when you're afraid, you'll do something to counteract that fear, whatever that is. because true courage is not the absence of fear, but your willingness to walk through it. And I think you have that today. My name is Mighty Streamer. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope you have a beautiful day on purpose.